Is Kevin at Real World Review. I just got my case in from Amazon. It is the Moco. I'll post a link to the specific item. There's 2 or 3 different versions of it that you can select from. My opinion, I chose the right one. This one seems to work the best for what I'm using it for. And mainly what I wanted out of a case was to improve the lappability of it. I was on the plane and I found that the kickstand was, obviously it works really well for certain situations, but there are times when the kickstand is basically, over the edge of my knee. So in order to keep it from kind of huddling up on me, I kind of had to just brace the top of the screen with the seat back in front of me and just kind of work with it. But with this case, I haven't tried it yet in that situation, but I kind of just played with it on the couch, and it seems to me like having this extra little base on the bottom is going to allow it to, it's going to be a little bit wonky, but you can see you can move the kind of the balance point up quite a bit before you have any issues, and then of course with the screen or the keyboard folded down, it's going to make a big difference too. So yeah, I want to say, we have Prime, so it was like $12 or something shipped to the door. For that price, it just everything else out the window. For that price, it's 100% worth it. You can't even argue with that. I bought a case at Best Buy and took it back the next day. It was just garbage in my opinion. A lot of them don't allow full use of the kickstand. I don't understand why you would build a case that doesn't do that. It's like a huge feature of the Surface, and to have a case that eliminates that is just stupid. People had issues with the placement of the pen. The cooling vents and stuff are on the top here, obviously. As far as I understand, the cooling system is the intake side of it is over here, and then the exhaust side is on the left side of the unit on over here. So, I feel like there should be plenty of airflow up here for getting adequate airflow to the fan. I did do a benchmark on the Intel Extreme Tuning Utility, and I just ran the benchmark, and then once the temperature kind of flatlined, I took the pen off, and it made no difference in temperature. So it was exactly the same. So as far as that goes, I don't really see that being too much of a concern. That being said, the placement of the pen is not ideal. I wish that they would have honestly, I wish they just would have put it back in the same spot. The magnetic strip is on the side over here. That would have been a lot better in my opinion. But I can see with the kickstand and how it pinches over here. That might cause a little bit of issues. So I don't know. It's okay. I'm not going to say that it's horrible. I'm not going to say that it's great. It's just all right. Before I forget, I'll post kind of a close-up picture, but something that I had this for about 12 hours before I figured it out, but there's actually little tabs on the case itself that clip onto the kickstand, which obviously allow it to hold on to it so it doesn't, you don't have to adjust both independently. When I first got it, I was kind of disappointed about that because it seemed like it wasn't really staying attached, and I didn't really like that. But then once I figured that out, and I can tell you it's a real pain in the butt to get them on there. You can get one in really easy, just kind of snap it in, and trying to get the other side in is really a pain in the ass. So basically what I did is I just slipped it out of the top portion of the case, and then slipped the kickstand into the case, into the clips, and then snapped the top in. So that ended up working pretty well. But if you're removing the case, a lot, that could be a pain. So just be aware of that. There is a magnetic strip right here that will hold the lid shut. But honestly, without the keyboard on it, it's really, I don't know. It's I don't really like it. I'm just gonna show you. If you take the keyboard off and you're using it, the case without that, you have this huge gap at the bottom. Where the keyboard, the strip on the bottom would have been. The cover just seems to really want to walk around. The magnet really doesn't even work anyway. So I mean, it has a tiny bit of resistance, but not enough to really matter. And I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, with that attached and it closed, I mean, what are you really gonna do with this thing where you have to have magnetic assist to? I mean, are you like flopping it around and like trying? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if you're gonna be holding it, you're gonna be holding it. You know, I would assume similar to this. I mean, so I don't know. I don't really see the importance of the magnetic strip. I don't really care about it. It could not be there for my intended purpose. But it does come with like a nylon strap to put around to hold it closed. It's a really kind of a, you know, Band-Aid type of a scenario. I can tell you that I already lost it. It's only been a day and a half. I have no idea where it is. The dog probably buried it in the yard. You know, so yeah, so it's gone. So that's kind of out the window. But I mean, it's literally just a huge rubber band to put around it. So you can kind of imagine what that's like. But all in all, I mean, like I said, for what I paid for it, like $12. I mean, it's nicer than the $30 case I had from Best Buy. So just put it that way. It's well worth the money. Full kickstand utility, which is awesome. I don't, you know, that's something I was concerned about. Oh, and then kind of to cap it all off, no more than I had it on there for about 6 hours. We get it pretty early, so I put it on last night when I got home, and then this morning when my wife was leaving for work, she's running a little bit later. Whatever, she's got a Samsung Gear S2 watch, so she's getting that thing off the charger and putting the charger away. And her charger cord is wrapped around the charger for this, and yanks it off the kitchen counter, and this thing goes boom, hits the ground. I had a USB dongle in it, broke that in half, but it's unscathed. I mean, the server survived, which, I mean, I would have been, I mean, it would have had some damage had this case not been on it, 100%. I mean, there would have been a ding, a scratch, something somewhere. So it's 100% protected. There was no damage whatsoever. I scoured it pretty good. So yeah, definitely, you know, feel free to pick this up. I mean, I wouldn't, it has my stamp of approval. You know, I'm sure there's better cases out there, but I mean, you start getting into $60-$70 for a case, and that's a little bit unreasonable. All right, today we have Bowie joining us. He is a terrier mix of some sort. He came from, I don't want to throw out the word abusive, but a questionable circumstance. A local dog. He came from Olympia, which is about, I don't know, 45 minutes south of Tacoma, hour and a quarter south of Seattle. I'm actually the one who picked him up. He was in pretty sad shape, just totally infested with fleas. You can see he's got some redness on his hindquarters. He was just uncontrollably digging at himself 24/7. So he went to the vet. We got him all fixed up. He's on flea meds currently. He's had went to the groomer, had his nails clipped, and all that good stuff. He's doing great now. He's not itching anymore. His skin's almost 100% back to normal. His hair's starting to get white again, and yeah, he's just doing great. He's kind of busy. He likes to, you know, run around, sniff things, and he's been loving our side yard. It's been a little bit rainy lately in Seattle right now, so he's been spending some more time inside. He loves laying over by the fireplace and hanging out, but definitely, you know, if you want to run around with him, he's down for that too. So go ahead and contact Saving Great Animals for more information. Thanks.